Yeah, so let's do a little tutorial on the graphic calculator. Okay, what I'm going to do is we have this graph, and let's show you what it is. It's a graph of this parabola 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. Now I want to know where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, and perhaps this will be factorable, but it really doesn't matter. Let's say we're going to look at the graph as we were trying to find the solutions to that as an equation. The intersects there would show you the solutions. Now, I can work within that picture, but just to show you some options, I'm going to show you. Well, I think everybody knows the zoom in option, but one might be worth looking at is the zoom box. So we're going to take a look at that. And what that does is you effectively can trace a box around this area that you want to examine. So and the directional arrows will help you form the box. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to start my box here, bring it down and across. So where I got the cursor flashing, I'm going to start building my box. So I enter that, scroll on down, okay, to whatever, however much you want, and then across. And this is going to give me the box, which I'm going to look at just for examining those intersections. So here comes my graph again. All right, and so now I can go to the F5. The F5 is the math menu. Within F5, I'm going to try to find the what's called the zeros, because that's where the y value is 0. Okay, so now you'll see the coordinates are here, which is there's a cursor on the curve, but I'm going to bring it up into view. Okay, so we're up in the view now. Now that says the lower bound. This is a little bit misleading because the lower bound probably should rightfully say left bound. Okay, what we effectively mean by lower bound is a lower value of x. So we have here as our point of intersection. We want a value lower than that to start, which in this instance would mean right about here. Okay, so we the left and right arrows will move this along the curve. We want to be somewhere in close proximity to the to where it crosses the axes on the left side. We enter that, and then we move down and go on the right side of that intersection. Again, we just have to be somewhere close to that. We enter it again, and here we go. We've got the intersection. Now this is a number which is so small, it's effectively 0. So don't worry about that. If it doesn't say exactly 0, it is 0. This is what? -5 times 10 to the -13. So that's essentially 0. Don't even worry about it. So there's our intersection there. Let's find the other point of intersection. Okay, let's again go F5. Let's find the 0, what is called the 0. Okay, let's scroll along the curve this time. Okay, you can see it scrolling along the curve. We want to be up on the left side of that point of interest, and that's close enough. We enter it, then we scroll on up on the other side. We enter that. Okay, and then it locks right in on it at 0.5. So we got the two intersections, -4/3 and 0.5. Now let's do one more thing. Let's see how we find a point of intersection between these two functions. Well, as you can see, y2 is not shown, so F4 will toggle that back on. Now, in all likelihood, we might not be seeing it because remember we zoomed out. Well, we are seeing it. That's good. Okay, but we're not seeing that other intersection, so we'll probably have to zoom out. So, but we'll get this one right here. Let's say, okay, so F5, the math menu again. We're going to find the intersection this time. It wants to be somewhere in close proximity to that point of the of intersection on one of the curves. Okay, so again, I wanted to push that up in close proximity, so that would be close enough. Okay, then it jumps to the other curve, and it'll jump right in close proximity. We enter again. Okay, the lower bound again wants to be on the left side, so we got to move this over on that line just a little bit over to the left. We enter, and then and then a little bit to the right of that point of intersection, we enter that, and it'll lock in on it. It'll lock in on the intersection, which is looks to be negative 1.35 and 0.28. Now let's find that other point of intersection. Okay, so what we probably need to do is if we go back to our normal window, see when I do the diamond window, it gives me the dimensions of that box that I was looking at. Now F2 we could just zoom back to our standard window, and when doing that, okay, we should find that other point of intersection. Okay, so here it is right there. Okay, so we can locate that. Okay, then we go F5 again. We find the point of intersection. We are on one curve in close proximity. Enter. Jumps to the other curve. Enter. A little bit left. We're there. Enter. A little bit right. And enter. And should lock in right on that point of intersection. So there you have it. We found the 2 points of intersection between some curve and a line, as well as we found where the parabola intersects the x-axis using the F5 features. Okay, the 0 is for finding the intersections of the graph with the x-axis, and the intersection obviously is for finding the points of intersection between any two graphs. Again, we're on that right now. We could go again just one more time. Get that leftmost point. Enter. Scroll up. We're on the other curve now. Fine. Then you want to be on the left side. Enter. Be on the right side. Enter. And there we go. We've got the point of intersection right there. So there you go. Some features on your calculator worth knowing, and worth knowing for this course and courses to come.